This October marks National Disability Employment Awareness Month in the Green Mountain State. The Vermont Governor's Committee in Employment with People with Disabilities is touring around the state and giving out awards. I was there to capture the moments. At the Vermont Agency of Transportation in St. Johnsbury, awards were given to local employers who have demonstrated the spirit of the American Disabilities Act within their daily employment practices.
Kevin Gattaby and Carl Senecal are highly professional and caring employees.
Kevin Gattaby and Carl Senecal of V-Trans District 7 received plaques for their leadership in recruiting and retaining a worker with disabilities.
They don't look at people having disabilities or barriers. They look at people being people, and strictly, Kevin said it best, I think, people wanting to work. That's what they're looking for.
To find people that are actually interested in what we do and become career employees, that's certainly what we're looking for. And with Trevor today, I certainly think he is one of the ones that will be there.
Trevor's outstanding. You remember has an outstanding memory, attention to detail. Been a good employee all the way around.
The 82nd Governor of Vermont was in attendance.
Thank you very much.
And
I, Philip B. Scott, Governor, do hereby proclaim October 2017 as Disability Employment Awareness Month in Vermont. So this is an opportunity to make sure that everyone gets to work.
Since 1963, the Governor's Committee has sought to allow any employee, disabled or not, to seek fair employment opportunities.
So it's important for us to find anybody that wants to be in the workforce, help remove any barriers they may have to getting to the workforce, getting them trained and up to speed. So this is a real success story.
These events are engineered to get everyone in Vermont who wants to work, no matter what the obstacle.
It gives people an opportunity, it gives us an opportunity to put people in the workforce that normally would be overlooked.
Dan Fenton, News 7, St. Johnsbury. In all, 13 locations in Vermont will be recognized statewide, but ceremonies will be held in only 11 locations. You can learn more about Employment of People with Disability Act at hireus.vermont.gov.
A local recording studio has some rare aspects and a rich history. News 7's Dan Stein gives us the story.
John Hartson has been in the recording business for his entire life in different places. His company, Dreamery Productions in Barnet, has been in operation for 5 years, and he has loved every minute of what he is doing.
I've just always loved sound and manipulating sound and music, and thought the concept was really cool, and it appealed to my technical side and to my creative side.
His studio is rare because it is one of the only recording studios in the area.
People come and say, "Oh my, I had no idea that you had such a facility, in the middle of this village." So I guess, as my boss many years ago told me, unseen, untold is unsold.
A rich history has preceded the property that the studio lies on.
Building is the old creamery building in West Barnet. So it's been here over 100 years, and it used to employ many of the local farmers, dairy farmers.
And it's not all about the revenue for John's business, it's all about his passion for what he does.
So I know when the hairs on the back of my neck stand up when I'm listening to it, it's like, yeah, we've got it, and they go, oh my God, that's better than I ever imagined. There's no greater feeling is when you're making somebody else happy.
Where John is now in his life and his business is something he has always dreamed about. Dan Stein, News 7, Barnet.
Hartson is confident that in the upcoming winter months, more people will want to visit his recording studio.
Northeastern Vermont Development Association has been working with National Grid to inform Vermonters about the Granite State Power Link. News 7's Kieran Bresson has more.
The Granite State Power Link is a power line that is set to transfer 1,200 megawatts of hydroelectric power from Quebec, Canada, down through Vermont and New Hampshire to Massachusetts.
As proposed, the Granite State Power Link would parallel an existing Velco-owned transmission line that runs through much of Essex County and then crossing into Caledonia County before it goes into New Hampshire.
The NVDA has already reached out to the local select boards of the Northeast Kingdom, as well as our governor, Phil Scott. Executive Director David Snedeker says that he is very optimistic about the power line.
National Grid is willing to commit money for regional planning and economic development because this line is running through one of the poorer parts of the state of Vermont.
I'm currently standing in the town of Waterford, which is the only town in Caledonia County that is supposed to have the Granite State Power Link running through it.
There are very few opportunities to increase your property tax base, and this is a significant one.
The Vermont portion of the power line is set to run through 8 towns in the Northeast Kingdom. Kieran Brisson, News 7, Waterford.
National Grid expects to apply for a Vermont permit by the winter season next year.
Linden Furniture has received first runner-up in the 2017 Edward Hampshire Design Competition. The submitted piece, called the Unity Table, was created by Sean Breen and Sean Straffron and took 12 months to complete. Judgment for the award was based on originality, creativity, and functionality, among other themes. Linden Furniture received word that their piece came in second for the national competition as of December 3rd.
I think it was September that we got the email that said that we got into the final round with 12 other designs, which is really cool. And you're looking at it going, we've never entered into anything like this. We didn't know we were so, like, to a certain degree, we didn't know how awesome we were.
Linden Furniture hopes that their recognition for artistic talent will show the community their capabilities of producing furniture of high quality and originality. The Kingdom Challenge has come and gone. But what people may not know is that one trainer and her trainees' success spurs from a facility that she owns and operates. The Trail 2 Wellness Center in East Burke is ran by Stephanie Kenny, who uses unique one-on-one training techniques to improve performance. That performance showed in the Kingdom Challenge, where Stephanie came in first for women and her trainees finished in the top spots in their respective divisions as well.
So I took first in the women's half marathon. The rest of our team did well. We won men's relay and men's 5K over 60. So I was really happy about that.
She makes me do the things that I don't necessarily do. I don't enjoy doing some of the sprint work and some more of the weight work, but Stephanie has shown me the focus on that has helped with things like my running and endurance as well.
The mission of Hope is to help out other people who are having a tough time and to make their lives easier. One of their volunteers was in that position, and now he's giving back.
My fiance and I are recovering alcoholic and addicts. We came up in this area to get away from people, places, and things, and Hope was one of the places that was on this list that we received for resources.
It was a long and tough journey for Jason Birch, who has moved all over the country, has been an addict, recovered, relapsed, and lived in his car for 2 years before ending up in Linden.
When we first got here, we were homeless. We were living in our car, so we used the food resources, clothing. We didn't have any very much clothing.
Part of our mission is to help people fill their basic needs. We know that when you're not stressing about where you're getting your next meal or where you're getting your winter jacket or where you're how you're going to stay warm through the night. It allows you to think more about the long-term goals that you need to set.
After a few months, Birch got on his feet, moved into a new apartment, and is now giving back to the store that once helped him.
He came in when he needed help, and a few months later, he's here now 3 days a week, helping us fill food bags, helping us fill the shelves, helping us do what we need to do to help other people.
If this place wasn't available for me, I'm not sure how easily it would have been for me to get out of the situation that I was in, and just knowing that there were people out there that cared, and it was a support system when we didn't have very much support.
And with Hope's help, Birch has closed one door and opened up another. Andrew Whalen, News 7, Linden. Birch has been working at Hope for about 8 months.
Art. It is a subject that we all learn from a very young age. We are told that art reflects the artist and that it can come from anywhere. But what do you get when the artist chooses to reflect on their lowest point, the moment they decided to change for themselves and loved ones, when one's true inner strength comes to the surface?
It's both the art of recovery and the art of recovering itself. Some people use their mediums of expression to help them recover.
Nick Polero was one of the featured artists in the NVRH art show. He said that the topic of art and recovery was perfect for his work, since it was during that time that his art evolved into what it is now.
Once I really got into recovery, I really started getting into it, and it seems like I say, there's this force that, has changed so much. Now it's like happy.
Polero creates art every day from his St. Johnsbury apartment. And he says that it is creating art every day that keeps him sober, because it is all that he needs.
So I've replaced the part of my brain that needs to feel that euphoria with art. you know, and that seems to work for me.
Kieran Brisson, News 7, St. Johnsbury.
Fall foliage season is underway in the Northeast Kingdom. As a way to experience the colors, the Cross Vermont Trail Association puts on a fall foliage ride from Groton to Newberry. News 7's Andrew Clark joined the group on their ride to experience the foliage.
Saturday marked the 20th annual fall foliage bike ride along the Cross Vermont Trail. Even though the weather was a bit cold to start, riders were still optimistic.
It's getting better out!
The whole trail goes across the Green Mountain State. However, this part of the trail spans 20 miles from Kettle Pond Park in Groton to Blue Mountain Union High School in Newberry and is a mix of paved and dirt paths.
It's downhill, it's a simple ride, wide trail. Certainly it's not a paved trail like the Mass Trail or something down in Boston, but it's just lovely.
Mary Durfee started participating in the fall foliage ride as a way to stay in shape for other bike tours.
Once we got in shape for biking, then we didn't have a tour, so last year we said, okay, the only way we're going to kind of stay in shape is commit. So we committed to this last year, and we had such a great time.
Originally, the fall foliage ride was done as a way to promote this section of the trail.
As we worked on the trail over the years, the important thing is to get people to know where it is and ride it. And what a better way than to sponsor a ride.
Michael Thomas is one of the founding board members for the Cross Vermont Trail and says it's very family friendly.
It's a good way for families to start out to try and get those young people, those teenagers, those preteens into the sport of riding and trail riding.
Thomas also says that the trail is a great way to bring communities together. On a bike in the Northeast Kingdom, I'm Andrew Clark, News 7.
Now, Thomas says the trail connects 9 schools together with students from those schools maintaining those trails.
On the surface, he's a Vermont top 10 scholar athlete. Peel back the layers and you'll find out he's had to overcome much more than just getting good grades and playing well in sports during his high school career. Ted Gilman brings us the inspirational story.
Through the halls of Danville High School strides senior Travis Gross, who was recently honored as a Vermont top 10 scholar athlete.
This would be pretty sweet if a Division IV kid got this award as well, so that's what really motivated me.
Gross is a 3-sport athlete. He's received top honors in soccer, basketball, and baseball in the state of Vermont. Hand-eye coordination is a key aspect to each one of these sports. And what many might not know about Gross is what he had to overcome.
Basically, there's this thing behind my right eye, makes my right eye cloudy, and just everything is blurry. And when I was younger, I got a lens put in behind my eye.
The right eye was black, so you could kind of see over the years when that started to change. So the cataract was probably progressing.
My right eye would always give me some difficulty in life.
Pre-surgery, he could have been considered legally blind in his right eye. That's how bad his vision was.
I had to wear glasses and an eye patch to try to build up the strength in my right eye.
After was the patching, and that was a big struggle for Travis.
At the time of being a young kid, it's not easy to sit on the bench and watch everybody else play the games that you wish you were out there doing.
You know, on the outside, everything looked fine. All was well and looked normal. But it was pretty significant, the actual damage to his eye before he had the transplant.
Now Gross's vision is almost perfect. No more glasses and no more patch. Ted Gilman, News 7 in Danville.
Gross has been able to maintain a 3.5 GPA throughout high school and was offered the Green and Gold Scholarship from the University of Vermont, which recognizes the highest achieving Vermont resident at each eligible high school.
Knowledge, appreciation for the outdoors, and safety awareness were all on display Saturday at the 21st annual Jake's Day event. And it was more than just an opportunity for kids to learn about the great outdoors. The event gave them an opportunity to take it all in, with their family members right beside them. News 7's Ted Gilman takes you there.
The day started out early, as a typical day does for a sportsman in the Northeast Kingdom, with youths getting an opportunity to showcase their fishing talents. For some, it was more than just an average Saturday.
It's like waking up on Christmas almost and stuff. And you get to come to this event and shoot guns and go fishing.
While there were many fun activities for the youths, many volunteers lent a hand to emphasize the A and K in J, which stands for acquiring knowledge.
It teaches you a bunch of safety tips, and so you don't get lost in the forest, how to use a compass and all that stuff.
JAKES, which stands for Juniors Acquiring Knowledge, Ethics, and Sportsmanship, was an interest of ours. And we wanted to bring the youth into the realm of conservation and hunting and, you know, all the outdoor activities that we've been able to enjoy as adults.
And the day wasn't all about the boys either. Many girls were in attendance to do their part in learning about the outdoor community.
Women are a very important part of the outdoors in our hunting and shooting community.
Thanks to the hard work put in by volunteers, safety remained the top priority of the event, but everyone still had a blast.
It's a lot of work, but I'll sum it up to this. At the end of the day, when one child comes up and says, thank you, that's what it's all about.
But at the end of a long day, the youths were still all smiles.
No, I only got a crawfish. That's close enough for a fish.
Ted Gilman, News 7 in Passumpsic.
The event has been held at the Bunnell Camp in Passumpsic since its inception, and with the event getting more attention each year, the Bunnells were able to see a 30% increase in new attendees.